Glad you're with us. Well, that was Foreign Affairs Minister John Baird reacting to the crisis in Ukraine. Russian protesters took over yet another police building in an eastern Ukrainian city today, defying orders for all pro-Russian groups to give up their weapons and leave these occupied buildings in eastern Ukraine. So both John Baird as well as the Prime Minister are saying Canada is ready to impose more sanctions on Russia if necessary. We're joined right now by Ted Opitz. He's a Conservative MP for Etobicoke Centre. Mr. Opitz, good to see you.
Thank you for having me back on, Jackie.
Pleasure. And I'll start by just asking and getting your reaction to what the Prime Minister and John Baird also said today. It seems both believe Russia is orchestrating these pro-Russian forces taking over buildings in eastern Ukraine. If this is the case, how will Canada and the West respond?
First of all, I have no doubt that this is the case. You know, you heard the minister mention the type of kit and equipment that the Russian agents were using. It's quite clear. You could turn into Jane's Defense, and you could look that up online, and it'll show you exactly the weapons, the type of uniforms, and the patterns. And just looking at these individuals, you can see that these are confident soldiers. By the way they carry themselves, their demeanor, they're very buttoned down. And they are deliberately sent in. There's no doubt in my mind that these are agents. We have to stop fooling ourselves about what's going on here. This is clearly propaganda. You know, the Prime Minister encapsulated this very clearly a few weeks ago when he told the world that Putin does not want to be your friend. He wants to be your rival. And he is trying to redraw the map of Europe. These are all provocations and propaganda to try to continue to destabilize Ukraine and try to prevent them from moving forward with their democracy and moving forward with their presidential elections on May 25th.
Mr. Baird was also asked about peacekeepers, because we know the Ukrainian government is asking for peacekeepers, and Mr. Baird responded saying, you know, there's not much of a peace to keep right now. So then we go back to, all right, we've got Russian aggression, we've got the Ukrainian government vowing to crack down on these thugs, as some call them, taking over these Ukrainian government buildings in the eastern part of the country. But does Ukraine have enough might to, you know, match what it seems the Russian forces have? I mean, more than 40,000 troops amassed along the border. Does the West step up with arms to assist Ukraine?
Well, those determinations are being made right now by Supreme Allied Commander Europe and the general staff that's working on those things right now. Minister Baird is absolutely correct. You can't send peacekeepers into a volatile situation because there isn't any peace to keep at the moment. And we are big supporters, of course, of those types of missions in the UN and the OSCE. You know, it won't pass the UN Security Council anyway because Russia has a veto. But on the flip side of that, what's very important is the other members of the UN Security Council are not supporting Russia, and they're not buying the propaganda and the lies that they're quite frankly propagating.
All right, we will watch it. Ted Opitz, good of you to take the time with us. Thanks again.
Thank you.